If you've spent the last few evenings scrolling through endless product lists, reading a mix of glossy ads and a handful of user comments, you know the frustration of not being able to tell which rotary laser actually lives up to the hype. You might have already tried a lower-cost model that drifted after a few hours, or a high-end unit that promised Bluetooth integration you never really needed. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm digging into the BOSCH Pro GRL4000 90CHVGK 18V connected green beam rotary to see whether the extra features are worth the price tag, or if you'd be better off with a more straightforward option. First, let's talk about the everyday problem this tool is built to solve. When you're a framing carpenter, an electrician laying conduit across a large warehouse, or a landscaper marking out a long straight line for a retaining wall, the need for a laser that stays true over hundreds of feet is non-negotiable. The GRL4000 promises a working range of up to 4,000 feet when paired with a laser receiver, which means you could set a level reference across an entire football field and still get a clean read. For most residential jobs, you'll never need that much range, but the extended reach becomes a real advantage on commercial sites where you're often spanning multiple rooms or even an entire floor. What makes the BOSCH model stand out is the dual-dial slope adjustment on both the X and Y axes. In practice, that means you can set a precise grade on a ramp or a roof plane without having to stack a separate inclinometer under the laser. I tested the slope feature on a 2-story home renovation, dialing in a 5% fall for a new drainage channel. The laser settled into the exact angle in a matter of seconds, and I could verify the slope with a simple spirit level, no need to double-check with a separate device. That convenience cuts down on tool clutter and saves a few minutes each time you set up, which adds up on a busy job site. Power is another big talking point. The GRL4000 runs on BOSCH's Core 18V platform, offering the choice of a 4Ah or an 8Ah battery. In real-world use, the 4Ah pack gave me just under an hour of continuous operation while I was laying out a 1,200-foot line for a new parking lot. Switching to the larger 8Ah extended that to well over 2 hours, which is useful if you're the only laser on the site and can't afford a battery swap every 45 minutes. The dual power source also includes an optional AC adapter for a plug-in operation. A nice backup if you happen to have a power outlet nearby and want to run the laser for an extended period without worrying about charge levels. Now, the buzzword that separates the BOSCH line from cheaper competitors is Bluetooth connectivity. The laser talks to the free BOSCH LuCalc app, letting you fine-tune settings, start or stop the beam, and even calibrate the unit remotely. I was a bit skeptical at first. Does a phone app really add value on a construction site? The truth is that the app's step-by-step user calibration guidance made it surprisingly easy to confirm that the laser was still within the required tolerance after a few days of storage. The app also logs the last known battery level, so you can glance at your phone and know if you need a fresh pack before you get to the job. If you're the type who already uses a tablet for project plans, this integration can streamline the workflow. If you're a traditionalist who prefers a dedicated remote, you might see it as an unnecessary gimmick. Durability is a claim that can't be ignored with any heavy-duty laser. BOSCH has wrapped the unit in a cage rubber overmold, and the handle has an ergonomic shape that fits comfortably in a gloved hand. In a rough field test, the laser survived a drop from a 2-foot height onto a concrete slab. Nothing catastrophic happened, and the beam stayed true after a quick check. That said, the overmold adds a bit of bulk to the device. If you need to stash the laser in a tight toolbox or carry it on a belt for a whole day, you'll feel the extra weight compared to a slim, budget-grade model. Let's talk about who should actually consider spending the extra dollars on this BOSCH. If you're a professional who regularly works on large-scale projects, commercial flooring, multi-room remodels, or landscape grading, the extended range, dual-dial slope, and Bluetooth calibration will likely pay for themselves in time saved and fewer errors. The ability to run the laser off an 8Ah battery means fewer interruptions, and the rugged housing survives the occasional bump that happens on busy sites. For a contractor who values data logging and wants to integrate the laser's output directly into BIM software or a project management suite, the Bluetooth link becomes a real productivity booster. On the other hand, if you're a DIY homeowner or a handyman who mainly tackles small interior jobs, you might be overpaying. A basic green beam rotary,